Dream a little dream of me.
There is a blue fragrance, essence of dusk. The smoke of lost things lingers on old clothes. Sun has become as rare as goldenrod. I call for August, but no answer comes. Autumn awaits across a warm door sill. I need you to make sense of falling leaves, when death paints a rich picture of itself and shadows measure out the long way home. By Sandra Fowler. Welcome, kindreds. It's Jessica TheStoryWitch, and this is my bullet journal setup for August, Mishaust. It's been strange, the weather here in Wales, and this poem by Sandra Fowler really captured it for me, that feeling that August sometimes has of transition. And yeah, when I read that, I thought it was too perfect not to share. It's been raining and a little bit cold, and I'm wearing socks. But yeah, I wanted to share this bullet journal setup with you. I know it's been a little while since I've shared my journals, but I've stuck to doing a fairly similar kind of setup, although there are some changes which I'll show you as we go through. I've continued with my wreaths that I've been doing all through the year. In July I went with a kind of paley green, kind of fresh sort of greeny colour, but for August I decided to go with this much richer kind of burnt orange, I suppose, and I loved it. And then when I started making the wreath, I thought, oh wow, it looks a bit too much like autumn, even though I've kind of been feeling that way. So then I went back and picked out a purple, and I've used the purple with the orange, and I think that's making it look less kind of autumnal and more like that, like kind of hot and harvesty, I guess, that kind of harvesty feeling of August. You know, it is the month of Lammas, of the harvest, and yeah, it felt good. And I've chosen washies that kind of go with those oranges and tie it all in together. For my calendar setup, I've done the same sort of thing as I do most months now. I'm finding this kind of one-page calendar works pretty well. I just copy the things that I've got on my future log into it once it's set up, and then if there's more detail that is needed for each of the days that wouldn't fit into these kind of smallish boxes, then I just add it in on that actual week. And yeah, I'm finding that works pretty well. With the way August falls this year, it meant that it was a little bit awkward with it would have been like over 6 rows, and so I've opted to put the first down as a little like box on the end, which I thought looked a bit weird, but actually, you know, it's fine, it'll work fine, and it means that it does all fit on the one page, and that kind of makes sense. The last few years I've been taking August as a cauldron month, a month away from social media, away from too many kind of commitments, and even posting on my channel. And you know, I don't know why, but August seems to have that feel for me of kind of tucking away and cozying up at home, kind of, which maybe is strange given that Leo is you know, the sun is in Leo at the start of this month, which would mean more kind of outgoing things. And strangely this year I'm not feeling that call to kind of tuck away so much. I have been feeling more, perhaps because of the way things are, and that so many things have been restricted for a long time now, that I'm enjoying seeing people and doing things and connecting more with people. And yeah, so I'm not going to take a cauldron month as I have been the last few years this year. I kind of feel like I did a little bit already in July. I wasn't really posting very much, and you've probably noticed that I wasn't posting videos, but I'm hoping to get back in the swing of posting more regular videos this month. How has August been for you? Or, well, not August probably just yet. I'm not sure how quickly I'll get this video edited and uploaded. It's actually the last couple of days of July as I'm filming this. But yeah, how is the summer feeling? Are you feeling that need to cauldron up, to kind of stew in your own juices and figure out what you're harvesting, ready for the dark half of the year? If you're in the northern hemisphere, obviously. If you're in the southern hemisphere, then the vibe is very different right now, and the winter's kind of thawing and it's time for spring. So yeah, let me know how you are and what it's like for you, and like whether it's different this year than it has been in other years. Like I say, I do feel different this year, and so I'm interested to see how it will pan out, being a little bit more of the kind of sunny, outgoing Leo kind of thing. I do have a lot, even though Leo is a kind of restricted area in my natal chart, astrology wise. I have malefics there, both of them. So like that can put a dampener on me. I don't really like to be the centre of attention, and which might seem a bit mad considering I've got a YouTube channel, but yeah, I do enjoy that kind of solar energy very much so. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to bring that forward a bit more in me, I think, this summer and the rest of this year in general. Sorry, bit of a tangent. So my daily, like daily or weekly, I know different people, different journalists call it different things, is similar to how it's been, but I've changed things up just a little bit. I'm still using the same layout of kind of a double page spread for a week, and the boxes are fairly large and they're split into 3 sections, so I've got space to write the events that I've got going on, the things I've got booked in, and then I also have a column which is for like things I've got to do on that day, and then I have a third column which is for my meal planning. And I was taking more space to add more meal planning type stuff because I was kind of trying to get focused on getting more into a routine in that area, but I kind of feel like I've got a handle on that now, and I was really missing my field notes, and so I've started to use the back flap of the middle kind of Dutch dory thing that I use in my planner as a field notes section and also a dream journal section. So I've been jotting things down there. I sort of changed into that, I think probably in June actually. I think I've changed over to doing that, or maybe even earlier. But yeah, I'm finding that is just enough space actually for just noting a few kind of main things down. And I'm also going to try this is the first time I'm going to be doing this, but in the very last section, which I was using as kind of like a notes underneath the week's calendar, I'm going to use that as like a kind of, not a habit tracker as such, because I have a monthly habit tracker which I check off daily when I remember. But more of like a kind of focus section of things that are not daily things that I do, but things that I do want to just remind myself that I've got, and so I can just put like a little cross or a tick or something when I do those things. So, you know, I'm thinking more things like exercising. I'm trying to play more games and do more kind of like training games with my dog, with Frodo, and so I'm just noting that down there as well. I want to do more guided meditations and visualizations and things, so I'm noting that down there as well. And as lots of you know, I'm studying Welsh. I want to be able to speak my native language fluently, because I don't at the moment, which is a kind of source of sorrow for me really, and it's as a result of occupation of my country and the kind of denigration of my language, and so it feels like a reclaiming to be learning that. And so I want to keep that at the front of my of my mind while I'm looking in my journal each week. So I thought by adding that kind of focus section, it's just giving me, they're not things I necessarily do daily, but they're things that I do want to keep an eye on. And yeah, I had these lovely stickers, and so after I'd been setting up, I went back through and added some more bits and bobs and a few little embellishments to make it look more summery, I guess, with the flowers. And I really liked how this turned out, this page. I didn't film doing my reflections page this month because I've been using that same format for a while now, and so it's the same as in my other journals and in my other journal videos. I haven't filled it out yet because, like I say, it's not quite the end of the month as I'm filming this. But yeah, I'm using the same questions each month at the end, like what worked well, what didn't work, what needs tweaking, how can I adjust to move forward, and how am I feeling versus how do I want to feel. And like, it's simple, but it's been quite interesting to reflect on those things just briefly at the end of each month. I also pull cards, usually tarot cards, to see if there's kind of like hidden things that I'm not noticing about those as well. So like, I'll journal a few lines, just for, free journaling from what I think, and then I'll pull cards as well to kind of probe a little bit deeper into those questions. And yeah, I'm finding that works really well. And like here, I sometimes, when I'm filming my journal videos, I try and make myself kind of do it in a linear way where I do like one spread, then move on to the next spread, then move on to the next spread. But that's how I see people journaling here on YouTube and on Instagram and stuff, and I love that. I love seeing the spreads kind of evolve. But for me, mine don't seem to work like that. I seem to do a little bit on a page, and then I'll go back and add a little bit of something else on another page, and so this time I was like, I'm just gonna do it how I do it and hope that it's not distracting to kind of watch me jump around a little bit. And like, I do more to these pages after as well, after I filmed the setup. Like I put a habit tracker in here, which I haven't actually done yet on the video. Obviously I'm recording this voiceover afterwards, so it is done now, but I don't even fill it in on the video because those things are kind of things that I'll do, and like my to-do lists and things like that, and more of the astrology for the month and stuff is all things that I fill in off camera. It's more the container that I'm making on this video. I also pull cards for the month. I've got my cards that I've drawn for the whole year, but I also want to draw this month. I've bought a new animal deck by Jessica Swift, and I'm going to use that deck to draw a card for the month out of there as well. So I'll be recording that somewhere in amongst this setup. Oh, here I'm doing the habit tracker here now on the video. Yeah, my habit tracker is often one of the last things that I'll do, because it's just kind of straightforward and very similar every month, just on that little cutout Dutch door type flap. And I find it works really well because I can find it really quickly and go back and forth just to check things off each day. I don't necessarily track the same things every month either. Like I'll usually have a few months where I'm tracking the same things to try and kind of establish habits that I want to establish. But I know I've talked about this before, about habit trackers and how sometimes they can become almost like rods to beat ourselves with, and I definitely don't use mine like that. I use it as a gentle nudge to see how it's more of an observation than a kind of to do. Like, did I do this today? Oh yeah, or oh no, it's no big deal. And yeah, here I'm finding my cards for the next month out of the Light Seers. I use 2 decks to draw my Wheel of the Year cards. I use the Light Seers Tarot and the Green Witch Tarot. And I'm actually going to do a walkthrough of the Light Seers as a separate video. So yeah, if you'd like to see that, then you can look out for that. I'm hoping to film that probably next week now, I guess, or maybe the week after. And the Green Witch Tarot, I'm pretty sure that I have done a walkthrough of that, so I'll try and put a link to that as well. But I'm finding those two decks have worked really well together for my cards for the year, and having the two cards is been cool as well. So yeah, I print out that little sticker thing using my sprocket, and I can't actually show it on the video because I have to like pause the video because I use my phone to film and I use my phone to print out on the sprocket as well. So I know it's not the most high tech, but it is what it is. And with the astrology information, I used the Astro Moon Diary, and if you've seen my videos before, you know I like to use this every month and just cut out this little kind of snapshot of the month which has all the moon info, but inside the circle it's also got where the rest of the other planets are as well. So it's just such a handy tool for seeing the month at a glance. And I haven't filled it in here, but actually behind I fit it as a flap, because behind it then I like to include my own notes about kind of what's going on for me more personally, astro wise, for that month. I decided to colour it in the back of it just so that I couldn't see it, and it did curl up a little bit, but I know that once the ink is dried it will lie flat inside my book, I'm sure. Yeah, and the way this setup has been working really well. It seems to be the right amount of space for things, which is like the main thing with journaling, which can be tricky to work out. I feel like in this new size journal, I don't feel like I would ever go back to using an A5 journal now. I love this larger size, and it works so well. Quite often things are just like a 1-page spread if I want to take some notes on something, or 2 pages, and yeah, I love it. It's great, and the kind of thickness of the paper and stuff lets me do the things like the cutouts and stuff. And here I'm just noting down the moon phases and the signs that the moon's in and when it's void of course and stuff, because that's the kind of information I like to have. Just for if I'm doing any workings or crafting or anything like that, I find that useful. Yeah, and that's me making my little habit focus, I would say, rather than tracker, a little kind of habit focus section where I can just put a little mark to show if I have been doing the things that I want to be focusing on more, which is, like I say, things like exercising and doing some training games with my dog and focusing on the Welsh, on the Cymraeg. Yeah, so I'll be interested to see if I actually do use this like this month, and I'll possibly update it next month. And there we go, that is my finished setup for August 2021. It's simple and it's got all of the kind of bits that I need. I hope you enjoyed watching it and that you have an absolutely wonderful August. Warmest blessings, and I will see you very soon.
Da 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 da.